Takadosh Boker Tov Masechet Yevamot Daf Vav Amud Aleph 106.1 says the Gemara Tanu Rabbanan. We learned in the Braita Chalitza Mutet, yeah, a Chalitza which was done by mistake, Keshera. It's still going to be kosher. What does that mean? Ezoi Chalitza. What does that mean that it was done by mistake? Yeah, Kol Sheomrim Lo. So he said, Shakish says the Shakish. Kol sheomrim lo chalot ubekach ata konsa. It was a trick. They went and they told him, if you do chalitza, that's how you marry her. So what did he do? He went, he did chalitza, and now he thought he was married to her. And then we tell him, sorry, it was a good chalitza. Achalta ota, kemo sheomrim. So that's called chalitza mutet. Elmaleh, Rabbi Yochanan says, Rabbi Yochanan, Ani shoneh ben shenitkaven velo hu velo nitkavna hi, ben shenitkavna hi velo nitkaven hu, chalitzata pesula ad shitkavnu shnehem ke'echad. Which means, of course, Rabbi Yochanan argues on it. As the Gemara, Rabbi Yochanan argues on this Shakish, and Rabbi Yochanan says, what are you talking about? I'm learning in the Braita that it has to be that both of them have to have kavanah for chalitza in order for it to be a good chalitza. And if they both do not have kavanah for the chalitza, chalitzata pesula, until they both have kavanah for the chalitza. The ata marta chalitzata kshera. So you're going to tell me now that it's going to be a good chalitza for the mutet? How could that be? It doesn't make sense. Ella, but rather, kol sheomrim lo chalotz la al menat shetiten lecha 200 zuz. That's a pshat. Meaning, we're not talking about they tricked him, that they told him, if you want to come and you want to get married to her, do chalitza, you get married to her. But then he was tricked. He says, no. The pshat is that they're going to buy him out. They're going to tell him, you know what? If you do chalitza, we give you 200 zuz. Right? Now, in such a case, right? So he says, even though the chalitza was done al dat mutet, because he thought that it was going to be, right, al the t'nai, and then she would have to give him money. And be'emet, it's not so. Because be'emet, right, she does not have to give him the money. Nevertheless, it's going to be kosher. So here it says, okay, it's a Gemara. The Gemara says the reason why the t'nai was not chal is because basically, okay, so it's a whole, there's also that in order for it to, it has to be like a t'nai kaful, just like the Bnei Gad of Neruen, that if you do it, then I'll give you this. If you don't do it, then this. And then he comes and he says also that it cannot be done to a shaliach. So the fact that it can be done to a shaliach, this entire ceremony cannot be done to a shaliach. So the fact that it can be done to a shaliach, so therefore it's not going to be chalat tonight. But basically, they came and they tell him, listen, we're going to give you 200 zuz in order to do chalitza. So even if they didn't give him the 200 zuz, the fact that he did chalitza, that's what's called mutet. Because it was mutet, because he thought he was making a lot of money for this deal. And then at the end, he didn't make any money. It's still going to be good. Tanya Liach, we also learned it in a Braita. Chalitza mutet kshera. Ezui chalitza mutet. What is the chalitza mutet? Kol shomrim chalotz al menat sheten lecha 200 zuz. They tell him, do chalitza, and therefore she's going to give you 200 zuz. And then he didn't give it. So this is what we were mentioning before. Here it says in the footnote that maybe it was a baboon, or it was there was a very big distinction in age, right? That's the Gemara also if you remember. So we already said that we tried to get them out of it. You remember that, let's say for example, she's much older than he is, or he's much older than she is. So therefore what happened is that they went and there was a woman, that somebody that was not proper fitting felt her to do the Yevamos. So they told him, do chalitza, she'll give you 200 zuz. And then they came for Rabbi, and he said it was going to be chalitza kshera. So therefore, that means even though she wasn't even given the money, it was going to be a good chalitza. There was somebody that came for Rabbi Baraba, Amala, and he told her, Miti, my daughter, Amodi, stand up and do yibum. Amrale, she told him, Ima, right? Amrale Ima, what does this mean? Here it says, the mother was with the daughter, right? That means the mother went with the daughter, the Yevamos, to the Bedin, right? So therefore she said, Amra le'ima, so the mother said to him, to Ruchia, Yeshivata Zuya Midata. The biggest takana is that she does not do Yibum. Meaning her Yibum, that is, meaning her not to do Yibum, that's the best thing for her. Amala, so he comes and he tells the mother of the Yevamah, Yadatli, right? What, do you know something and that's why you don't want her to do Yibum to the brother-in-law? Amrale, she says, yes. Timamonahu the Chazal. Right? He sees that she has a lot of money, and that's why he wants to do Yibum. Remember that the brother, let's say the brother-in-law had a lot of money. So now this brother, right, since the brother-in-law died, he only wants the money. So he says, so he just wants to take the money away. Amala, so he told the Yevamah, Lo nichalach. What, you don't want to do Yibum? Amrale, no. She said, no. Amale, chalotz la, uvekach et hakonsa. So he went and he told the Yavam, do chalitza to her, and that's how you get married to her. Levatar de chalitza, after he did chalitza, Amale, he says, hashta minach pasla. Says, now you're pasul to her. Chalotz la, chalitza me'aliyata. So now do a good chalitza. Ki echet edish de le'ama. So that way she could go to the shul. זה לא עלה לה כלום. זה לא עלה לה כלום. We're not theoreticals. What? No. They tricked him. They said, do chalitza in order to marry you. He did the chalitza. Once he did the chalitza, he said, now you become pasuter. Now you're pasuter, do a good chalitza, real chalitza. You understand? That's what he went and did. Okay? Fine. So now it says over here. Because basically, once, according to the Manamar, that Chalitza Rishona was a good Chalitza, then he could force her to do a real Chalitza. Because in a place where it's asur to do Yibum, right? So there's no shum toilet, right? Other than Yibuna Yevamah. So in that case, Bedin forced them to do Chalitza. Okay? So he comes and he says now like this. He says, Bat Chamua de Rav Papa, the daughter of, which is basically Bat Chamim of Rav Papa. Nafla lifnei Yevam shenaguna, also fell in front of Yevam, which is not property. Ata lekeved Abai, they came in front of Rabbi. Elmaleh, he said the same thing. So Amaleh, Rav Papa comes and he tells Abai, Lo savel amor lehad amar Rav Yochanan, but you don't hold to that which Rav Yochanan says. So he says, Ve'ela heichi Elmaleh. So how am I going to tell it to him? Amaleh, he says, Chalotz la alminat shetiten lach 200 zuz. Do chalitza in order to get 200 zuz. Levatar de chalatzla. After doing the chalitza, Amaleh, he says, Zil havle. Right, go give him the money. What does that mean? It means even though the chalitza was not tluya in kesef at all, right, and the Yevamah was already permitted, nevertheless, Abai still said, go pay it to her. Why? Because since she went and she accepted it upon herself that if she's going to do this, she's going to pay. So it's like any other type of a job. So she's paying for the job. So Abai comes out and she went, and he did tell her to actually pay. Okay? So Amaleh, right? So the Papa comes and he asks, right? He tells Abai, Mishatani b'chav. So what are you talking about? The Yevamah was doing something which is Mishatani b'chav. Mishatani b'chav means I'm just making a fooling, I'm making a fooling of the stock of you. Which means I'm not going to give you the money. It's kino, I'm tricking you to do it. Milo Tani, did we learn? Imagine somebody's running away from jail, right? And there's a river in front of him. The Elmaleh, he tells the person of the boat, told dinar, I'm going to give you a dinar. Pass me through. Now, really, be'emet, a dinar is much more than the true value of going over a thing, which means he went and he told him a crazy amount, just get me over to the other side of the river. And he could only pay him the amount, which is really the real amount. Meaning the guy, he was tricked into it, but there's nothing else. So Almas, we see from here. You could say so Amaleh, he says, where's your father? So Abai comes and tells her father, where's your father? Amaleh b'mata in the city. Imach hecha. We're right. Where's your mother? Amaleh b'mata in the city. So basically, he was trying to say, right, that because you have a father and a mother, and therefore they're giving you anything that you need, that's why you're very, very sharp, right? So he put his eyes right on him, and they died. In the footnote, it actually brings down that if you pay attention, Abaye was not makpid on the parents of her Papa, saying the parents of Papa didn't do anything. They said, but the fact that he understood that since the parents of Papa are alive, they had such a great beracha that he was able to learn so tranquil, and that's why he was able to ask so many questions against the Abaye one after another. So therefore, he actually put like an eye. He put his eye on them, and remember, Abaye, when he put his eye on them, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So he says, Tan Rabbanan, we learned in the Braita, Chalitza mutet keshera, right? A chalitza which is done, which is a tricked chalitza, is going to be kosher. Get mutet pasul, but if it's a get, it's going to be pasul. Chalitza meuset psula, but a chalitza which is forced is pasul. Get meuset is going to be kosher. If you force a get, it's going to be kosher. So says the Gemara, hey, what's the case? If he says, I want to do it, so that even the chalitza is going to be kosher. And if he didn't say, so get is also going to be kosher. So says the Gemara, this is what he said. Chalitza mutet leolam kasher. When it's going to be a chalitza mutet, it's always going to be kosher. The get mutet is leolam pasul. Again, mutet is always going to be pasul. Chalitza mutet, the get mutet. What about if it's going to be? So one more time. Chalitza mutet is kosher. They tricked him into doing chalitza, it's a kosher chalitza. If it was a get, it's pasul. Chalitza mutet, it's the same. Sometimes it can be kosher, sometimes it can be pasul. Had Amar Mutzani, if he says, I want to do it, so it's going to be kosher. Had Amar Mutzani, if he doesn't say, I want to do it, so it's going to be pasul. The Tanya has learned in the Braita. When it says to do the Korban Olah is a sacrifice, which is a burnt off. Meuseh means you're forced to do it. Right? Yakrivoto. It says over there, Yakrivoto, Melamed Shekafinoto, which means that you're going to force him to do it. If I would have thought to do that, it has to be even against his will. What does it mean liritzono? Kofinoto. They force him until he says, I want to do it. The same thing happens by Gitenashim. When you have somebody that's misarev get, but he doesn't want to give a get, Kofinoto, they force him until he's going to say Rotzani. Once he says, I want to give the get, that's it. He really didn't want to give the get. They were beating him up until he was going to give the get. Doesn't matter. The second he says, Rotzani, I want to, it's I want to. Amar Rava, Amar Rav, Sephora, Amar Ravuna. Says Rava, name of Sephora, and name of Ravuna. Choltzina b'pishin makirin. The betting that they're doing the chalitza for a man to a woman, they're going to do the chalitza and everything, even though they don't know if be'emet this is her yavam. Mima'anin b'pishin makirin. The same halacha would apply to miyun, which means if betino are accepting a miyun from a ketana, right, that's coming in front to do miyun from the husband, even though we don't know if this is be'emet the husband or we don't know her, lefichach, therefore, en konfin get chalitza, ela mikem makirin. Therefore, right, the edim that saw the chalitza, they cannot write a get chalitza unless be'emet they know that this is be'emet the choletz, the chaletz, they know everything that's going on. Then konfin get miyun, we also don't write a get miyun, and mikem makirin. Why? Because maybe be'emet we're going to have a bedin, they're going to make a mistake, because if they're going to come and see, right, the testimony of a chalitza or the miyun, which was done in another bedin, they're going to permit it, and then they're going to get her married. And now 1 second, she did a whole fool. You understood? You understood the trick. She's very, very smart. She comes to bedin. She's a ketana. She just became older. She's mimayen be'ba'ala. It's somebody your ba'ala. It's somebody else. So she does miyun. They come. They write a document. Now she comes to another bedin. She gets married. Why? She didn't miyun. She's not married. Or chalitza. She comes and she does the chalitza. It wasn't the yavam. It was somebody else. She does the chalitza. They write it down. Afterwards, she comes to the shul and she gets married. She takes it to another bedin. No, she has paper. But why? Right? Because she tricked them. So because of a bedin tu'im, we never allow a document coming out of the hands of the bedin, meaning the action they could do it, but a document coming out of their hands, they won't allow it unless what? Unless that they know 100% who is the yavam and who is the yavamah and who is the husband and who is the girl that she's doing the miyun. Okay? But Rava Didyam, and Rava himself says, we don't do chalitza at all unless you know who be'emet everyone is. And we don't do b'ma'in at all. Therefore, kotbin get chalitza. Habishen makirin, the kotbin get miyun afatishen makirin. Right? That means we are going to write whether it's going to be a get chalitza or a get miyun. Right? Even though they don't know them themselves. We're not going to suspect for bedin tu'im, because the fact that the bedin have to do it, knowing who it is, the fact that you guys knew that bedin did it, That means they already knew exactly that everything was going to be bona fide. Mishnah Kuvava Mubet 106b says the Mishnah, Mitzvat Chalitza. Exactly what is the Mitzvat Chalitza? Ba'hu ve'yivintol bedin, right? He comes to bedin with the Yevamah. Ve'en masin lo etza ogenu. They give him a good etza. Shneimar says in the pasuk, "Galu lo zipnei lo v'dibru elav." They speak to him. He omeret, and then she's going to come, and she's going to say, "Many Rabbi Lakim le'achiv shem Yisrael ovaya bedin." Right? That this is the guy that he doesn't want to do the yibum. Right? He doesn't want to do yibum to me. And then he says, "They have to say Lashon HaKodesh." So they can't say it in any other language other than Lashon HaKodesh. Okay? Then it says, okay, so it says over here like this. It says that they went and the Yevamah comes to the eyes of the Zekinim. She does chalitza me'adlo. She spits right in front of his face. We're talking about that it has to be seen by the Dayanim. She's going to come and she's going to say, and over here, so they say, until here, the Dayanim would come and tell her to do it at the beginning. Okay? So once happened that this Rabbi Kanus was reading underneath this type of a tree, let's say Elah, right? Is the type of a tree in Kfar Etam. The Gemara Kol Parasha, he finished the entire parasha. So then they said afterwards, right? They started doing the minhag to finish the entire parasha. That means you didn't have to do the entire parasha until better, Chalutz, but they already have a minhag to do it until basically the end. Okay, his name was called from then on Bet Chalutz, mitzvah b'dayanim, velo mitzvah b'talmidim. It's a mitzvah that dayanim, they're going to come and call him Chalutz and not in the Talmidim. Rabbi Yehuda says, mitzvah kol ha'omrim sham. Everybody says, Tomar Chalutz Amar Rabbi Yehuda, says Rabbi Yehuda, mitzvah chalitza, korea, vehem vekore, choletzet, rokeka, vekorea. The mitzvah chalitza is that the Yevamah reads. Then the Yavam reads, because the Yavam had to say, lo chavatzi lekachta. And then, right? And then choletzet, she does the chalitza. Rokeka, she has to spit. And then, again, she reads again. My Kamashmanan, we're coming to it, but it's our Mishnah. What's the chidush? It's our Mishnah. He says, Kamashmanan, let's come teach you mitzvah. This is the mitzvah. The apich leluma, but even though they changed the seder, it's still going to be kosher, even though they changed the order of the chalitza. The Tanya Miyachi, we also learned the Vaita ben Shetim chalitza lekika, whether she first did chalitza then the lekika, or the lekika before the chalitza ben Shetim lekika lechalitza, masha sasui, whatever is done is going to be kosher. Amar Rabbi comes and he says, Haiman de makri, somebody that's going to be makri during the time of the chalitza, from get chalitza, lo likre letida. That means if you're going to read it from the chalitza, the get chalitza, right? So therefore he says, don't read it, the word lo by itself, right? And then ava by itself, right? Because you're going to say lo, no, and then ava yavemi. The mashma, but it's mashma, no. Ava yavemi. He doesn't want to do yibum to me. You understand? You have to be careful with that. You understand? Like, no, like where are you putting the brackets, right? Some people will come and they say, that's what they do in the Ten Commandments as well. Say, lo, no, titzah, kill him. Yeah, the same thing. So it all depends where you put the pause, as they say. You understand? And how you're doing it. So he says, yeah, he says, and we're not going to come, and we're not going to also, right, read, right, lo by itself, lo chavatzi lekachta. If not, again, it's going to be mashma, chavatzi lekachta. Ella lo chavatzi lekachta in one thing. Lo chavatzi lekachta in one sentence. Rava says, Afsu kemiltahi, Afsu kemilta lelamai. So no, says Rava, right? He wants to say that even if you don't say it all together, it's only a hefsek in the middle of a ma'amad, and a hefsek in the middle of a pasek, in the middle of the ma'amad, there's no problem. Ravashi has Ravashi was found of Kana to come mitzvah mikre la, that he was mitzvah, and he was reading to the Yevamah lo avaya bibi, right? And he was being mitzvah because he had to teach it to her like in one shot. Lo avaya bibi, it's difficult. Right? So Elmaleh, he says, those are the Rabba. Elmaleh, not the Rabba, below Avaya B'mi. He says, no. Lo Avaya B'mi, you do have to do it in Neshima Achat. And therefore, you do have to do it in one shot. Lo Kachvatzi Lekachta, that is not. Right? So I'm Rabbi, what's the difference actually? It says over here, this is the word, the beginning of the word for Yavam. So even if we did do it lo Kachvatzi Lekachta, we cannot say that lo is not that because it says, because she already said lo Avaya B'mi. Meaning lo Avaya B'mi was at the beginning. So that has to be clear. And she's saying, so for they has to teach it to her in one shot to say it. Lo Chavatzi Lekachta is afterwards with the Yavam is saying. So for there, even if he's going to stop in the middle or whatever, I don't care because at the beginning it was already barur that he doesn't want to do Yibum. So Amar Abai says, something that's writing that Chalitza Lechtov he has to write it like this. Akrinuha Ledida. We read to her, right? Min many of Rabbi Adavayim. Akrinuha Ledida. We read to him from Lo Ad Lekachta. Akrinuha Ledida min Kacha ve'Chalitzana. Okay, so therefore basically it's written over there that they read to them the entire thing. More Zutra Mestartev Kati Dukol Bashar. Zutra used to do on the Kla, right? The entire Situt, yeah, and then, right, and these do it on, okay, on the Akrinuha Ledida Chalitzana. More Zutra Mestartev Kati Dukol Bashar. Makita more Barayidi. So more Barayidi comes and he asks, the Hanun Intellikate. So what, they couldn't write it, right? So he says, the Ilchata Kamate de More Zutra. Alachas like More Zutra. Amar Abai says, if right now the Yevamah came and she spat and it went into the wind, so she didn't do anything. My time I was knee in front of him. So therefore, Hikach Inuaro, so what happens if he's very tall and she's very short? And then all of a sudden it was a wind, right? Ika Bifanav, there's still Bifanav, right? Because it was still in front of him. But in here, and she's tall and he's short. It has to be by his face, right? And then it will go in front, which means that it has to be in this towards his face, and then the ruach took it away. So Rabbi says, what if she ate garlic and then she spat it in? Or she ate teeth in that, it's nothing. Has to be from her himself. We don't have it. Right? The Dayanim have to see the rock when it's coming out of the mouth of the Yevamah. Tichtiv says in the pasuk le'enei hazakenim v'yereka. Fine. We learned in the Mishnah, "V'nikra shemo b'Yisrael ben chalutz mitzvah b'dayanim v'lo b'tzadudim." The mitzvah is b'dayanim and not b'tzadudim. Tanya Amar Rabbi Yehuda says, "Yehuda פעם אחת היינו יושבים לפני רבי צפון, ובאתה יבמה לספוץ אמר anu kulchem chalutz anal, chalutz anal, chalutz anal." So he went and he told everyone to say, everyone repeat after me, chalutz anal, chalutz anal, chalutz anal. Adran alaf mitzvah. Chalitza.